Sabne Sare Namaskar. Good evening, I'm Shivani Wazir Pastrich, and I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of the Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust to the Kunwar Viyogi Utsav. Today is the fifth Utsav. The first four were held in Jammu in the city of Temple Bells live, and people thronged to see what was it that Poonam Jambal was putting together. What was it that Nisha was supporting? What was it that Kunwar Viyogi had left behind as a heritage? He was a man in service of the nation, but at a very young age, he discovered he had a talent, or rather a passion for writing. And that passion culminated in his first book, for which he got the Sahitya Academy Award when he was as young as 38 years old. Ghar is epic, and his works are part of the MA in Dogri program in Jammu University. So, what started out as a way to give direction to our heritage of Dogri, where is it going? Can we help it reach somewhere? And for that, this trust was set up and started out with giving scholarships to young people, to students in colleges and schools to achieve excellence in this field. Slowly, an app was set up so that more people could have access to Dogri and could enhance their knowledge as well as their heritage. And then, before long, culture is the one language that reaches out and speaks to all. So, before long, compositions were made of Dogri songs, and these were shared on various platforms. It wasn't long before the Kunwar Viyogi Utsav began, and this is the first Utsav in our country, the first Utsav of India to go live like this online. We have 7 days of fantastic programming, but what begins with a good energy is what sustains through not just 7 days, but a lifetime. And that's what our heritage is about. It's about a lifetime of people contributing, of a culture evolving, and we cannot afford for it to just disappear. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the Saraswati Vandana, remembering a man who really brought to life through his 1,000+ sonnets. He wrote in Dogri, in Hindi, in English, and his meter was so magical. I'll try and attempt to share that with you during the course of this presentation. And today we bring together under this umbrella yet another arm of creativity, and that is the virtual art gallery, Alpviram, the pause. So ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this wonderful journey. Let's travel to Jammu, the temple, the bells, and Saraswati Vandana.
आप सबके समक्ष एक सरस्वती वंदना प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। यह वंदना राग यमन में बद्ध है। इस वंदना के बोल इस प्रकार से हैं। या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला, या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता, या वीणावर दंड मंडित करा, या श्वेत पद्मासना, या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृति
magical is Shivani Bali's recitation of this wonderful, wonderful shlok? Well, continuing with that magical journey, I would like to share with you about the concept of Alpaviram, the pause, which is a part of the artistic circle, the virtual art gallery that has been set up through the Kumar Viyogi Memorial Trust. Artists have come together to contribute not just to preserving a language, but to preserving humanity. There is an epidemic out there. It's been there for a while. And women have to come together to raise awareness for it, because ultimately it comes and affects us, and very seriously so. I remember when I was doing Draupadi, a play, Will My Spirit Live On, way back in 2010, we raised money for a breast cancer foundation. And at that time, the statistics was that 1 in 7 women would encounter this in some way, shape, or form. I don't even want to know what the statistics are today, 10 years later, because it can only be scarier. A cancer hospital was being set up in Jammu, and this auction was meant to contribute to that. We've had to go virtual because of COVID. But you know what? Because of COVID, not only will we go virtual, we'll reach out far more. What was in the city of Jammu will be in the hearts and range and reach of people from Jammu and people who love Jammu from all over the world. So we've had 10 artists come together to offer their paintings for this cause. Please bid generously. And of course, they are going to be contributing to the cause of raising awareness for breast cancer. We'll have a talk about that later as well. But I think for now, let me share a little bit more through a film. And before the film, I think the best thing that we can do for Kumar Viyogi is to remember him not by his name and not by his award, but let us remember him with his sonnets. And one of my favorite sonnets of his is the Temple Bells of Jammu. You know, when I think of Jammu, I think of that girl waiting for her beloved and singing Palashapaya Dogarya. Rasliyan Rasliyan Tara Teri so Rasliyan Rasliyan Tara Tera Bada Manda Lagda. That girl was remembering her beloved as the temple bells of Jammu rang. And today, as we are gathered together, we are remembering those very same temple bells of Jammu that gave solace to Kumar Viyogi. Oh, temple bells of Jammu. Oh, temple bells of Jammu, pray, roll on. And from my feelings, echoing, then return. This life is rough and tough and really stern. So for the sake of herself, toll on. I humbly on you now call on by ringing, tolling pains to assuage, and keep me company for my earthly age, to have a chance to manage and toil on. Oh, like the days of yore, I fall on your sweetest notes of consultation give, and agonized soul a bit relieved, to make it thus service and stroll on. Oh, temple bells of Jammu, pray, toll on. For when I hear you, all my doubts are gone. Oh, temple bells of Jammu, toll on. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we've heard this, I'm going to ask you to see a few snippets of what the trust is all about.
Literature knows no barriers. Language knows no boundaries. The craft of a craftsman is unique. His ability to create a masterpiece is his own. He knows no rules. He makes them. He knows no horizon. He paints it. For he is the one who creates history, and his creation is immortal. Such an artist was born on September 4th, 1940. His contribution to the nation has been as immersive as his contribution to literature.
कुंवर वियोगी जो है वो स्वयं एक लेखक ही नहीं थे, उनके अंदर एक विचारधारा चलती थी। तो उन्होंने जब भी जो भी काम किया बड़े लाइवली ढंग से किया, बड़े जीवंत तरीके से किया और दिल खोल के किया। उनका एक एक बंद जो है वो एक एक महाकाव्य कहता है।
A soldier of the Indian Air Force, Group Captain Randhir Singh took on to writing at a very impressionable age of just 13. With his pseudonym Kunwar Viyogi, this laureate has been crowned as the father of Dogri sonnets and has been awarded by Sahitya Academy.
जितनी सॉनेट हिंदुस्तान में कुंवर वियोगी ने डोगरी में या उर्दू में या हिंदी में लिखी हैं, उसका मुकाबला कोई नहीं कर सकता। और इतनी ज़्यादा लिखी हैं कि ये मुझे लगता है अगर कोशिश की जाए तो ये विश्व रिकॉर्ड बन सकता है।
His masterpiece, Ghar, A Journey of Society and Relationships, ran into 238 verses.
एक टुकड़ा मैं रोटी मंगा सोने गी एक नुक्कर, एक पल मंगा मुस्काने गी इस धरती दे ऊपर, पैर एक मंगा रोने गी गड़वा एक शराब पर छांबे विच डुलन दरदा इह जीव कर।
With a humble attempt to resuscitate Dogri language, Kunwar Viyogi's contribution is priceless and timeless. Founded in his memory is the Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust that endeavors to promote and preserve the history of Dogri language through literature, art, culture, education and innovation. A platform to give back to the roots what you gained from them. Taking inspiration from Kunwar Viyogi's belief that talent deserves to be nurtured and shared with the world, the Trust offers scholarships in the University of Jammu, Literary Award in association with Dogri Sanstha and Talent and Innovation Award among other initiatives. Come, join the movement. Let's preserve our heritage. Let's protect our roots. Let's give back to the world the gift of Dogri. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust.
Well, that's about the trust, but trust me, the journey of the man is really through his work. And in the last 5 years, the kind of work that has been done and the kind of outreach that has been created and awareness, that's really epic. But whenever there is a journey that is undertaken, one can't discount the fact that there are difficulties along the way. Which river flows smoothly? There are the stones that come diverted. There are the people that take from it. There are those that might pollute into it. And yet that river carries on relentlessly, aiming to reach where it's meant to. And just like that journey, the trust has also carried on, COVIDian times or not, difficulties or not. And the main thing is the support has been immense. You saw Dr. Karan Singh, you saw Jitendra Singh ji. Jitendra Singh ji will be speaking along the next few days. We also have an Indo-US Kavi Sammelan, and of course the art exhibition will carry on, the virtual art exhibition. And this will culminate in the auction a month later. So there's a lot that is planned on this journey, and I do hope you'll stay with us. At this point of time, I would like to share one of Kunwar Viyogi's sonnets, The River Sage. Chenab, with sudden twist and roar, makes a perfect arch and flows along to do a similar thing just north of Gaur, and floods my senses with a sensual song. At Ambaran, it southward turns and goes to ancient town Akhnur, and seems to say, have I put some thought into your brows? For you are lost, and I am on my way. Why swim against the currents of your life? Why not to take the path of least resistance, and like me, negotiate the stress and strife to add some color to your blank existence? I wonder at the truth of what it says. Is it a river or a sage? Really, is it a trust, or is it the trust of something more special than that? The trust of carrying forward Dogri language, the trust of bringing together people to ensure that nobody dies of breast cancer if they don't need to. And it's so easy to prevent it. All you have to do it is make regular checks, and if there is a situation, to attend to it before the condition becomes chronic. So it's essentially important to do that. And on this note, I'm going to invite Srimati Alka Raghuvanshi ji, who is probably the most qualified curator in the country. And I'll tell you more about that. I'll ask her to unveil the virtual art gallery. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, the logo of Alpraram, the pause. How infinite is that? And is it not interesting that today is the 18th, and 8 being the number of infinity, and we do our curtain raiser on this very auspicious day. And shortly, we will have the culmination of this with the auction, which will take place on another 8, another infinity, and that is the 18th of October. So in the meantime, you have a month. Please spread the word, share the works, and make sure that this whole endeavor does not just pass, and it passes with your note and contribution. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing our very, very accomplished chief guest, we have with us Alka Raghuvanshi ji. She's India's first trained art curator, having trained at the Goldsmiths College in and the Museum of Modern Art in Oxford. And she has curated nearly 20 major exhibitions during the course of her working both at national and international levels. Of course, we all know that she is an accomplished painter herself. So what better perspective than that of an artist who takes you on that journey with her, that journey of being discerning and really putting forth the best for the best. And she has also been a senior columnist and author, and has been on the editorial teams of the Indian Express, the Times of India, Pioneer, and the BBC. So without any more descriptions, I think it would be very nice to meet her. Before that, let us see some of the works that she has brought forth for us in this exhibition, and that is our 10 artists presentation. So we're going to share that with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've seen that, I think it may be interesting to see the artists' works as well. That is really the team that Poonam and Nidhi have brought together for this event, and they have a way of engaging people into this circle of working where then they become part of the whole thing. So Alka ji, of course, is very much a part of the whole thing. Should we first show some works of the art? Of the artists, and then have Alka ji talk about it and really inaugurate the whole curtain raiser? I thought the best way for you to really appreciate this art is if we don't keep talking about it, because art speaks. But you do know of our very, very generous and talented artists. And over the next few days before the month ends, you'll get to see all of this on the website, and you can really appreciate the wonderful contribution by our artists to making this a truly memorable and spectacular event. We have Amit Srivastav, Ritu Dua, Suman Gupta, Atul Kishan Gendle, Sangamitra Roy Majumdar, Hemant Singh Pasreech, Ritu Chopra, Rashmi Jamwal, Leshram Meena Devi, Madhur Sen, and we have KK Gandhi. So that's the wonderful collection of artworks. I hope you're enjoying looking at it and are inspired to be a part of this wonderful collection and superb selection. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'd like to invite our artist, curator, columnist, author, Alka Raghuvanshi, to formally inaugurate the curtain raiser of Alpviram, The Pause. Art reaches out and connects people in a way that nothing else can. And what better way to do this outreach in COVIDian times through Alpviram, The Pause, through the Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Utsav. Alkaji. Alkaji is so creative. One has had the opportunity to interact with her through her works and through her persona. And really, there are no limits to your creativity. And it's always so wonderful to have your presence. And I welcome you as the chief guest of this event to formally launch the curtain raiser.
Thank you, Shivani. Namaskar, everybody. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm so delighted to see the works. They're really, really beautiful. And I think it's a great step forward to do something so special for such a special person who was a very, very creative man. His works, as in fact, I must tell you, Shivani, I was recently virtually on a friend's 60th birthday celebrations, and his students had put together a beautiful program singing his Bandish compositions. And for the first time in my life, I understood what, when people say, when you bless somebody and say, Jio Hazaron Sal. So I understood for the first time in my life what Jio Hazaron Sal meant, which it means that you stay and live on for 1,000 years. And actually, it's you don't physically. How can anybody live on for 1,000 years physically? It's the work, it's the contribution that you make that abides and stands the test of time. And I think in Kunwar Viyogi's case also, he abides, his spirit abides, and his spirit abides in all the people who've known him, who've read him, and come in contact with him, his works. And it's so wonderful that Jammu was home to him, and he made such important contributions to literature in Dogri. And actually I'm very, very surprised, really surprised, because I think it's such a professionally put together exhibition. I haven't seen in on the virtual space like this in a long time. And I'm really, really happy to be here, and then I'm happy to inaugurate the festival, the Utsav, because as you rightly said, it's something which will make Jammu proud, it'll make the Dogras proud, plus its outreach will actually extend beyond Jammu into the international arena, and be enthused and be growing with all the love, all the enthusiasm that comes with it. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish that Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust all the very best. And Nidhi, I'm so happy to be here, and I congratulate you for taking this very important and really, really important and full of love step forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alkaji. You can't imagine what it means to have you unveil the logo and to have you launch the website. Because with someone as talented, dedicated, and knowledgeable as you, there is really no better set of eyes that could set this in the correct context. So thank you for those wonderful words. And now to the other aspect. Art, of course, binds. But we would like to have this occasion where Dr. Neeta Singh will talk about breast cancer awareness and its diagnosis, because the whole idea of this project is to have art showcased and also to use that as a vehicle to bring attention to Dogri and its preservation and its propagation, and also breast cancer awareness. So I'm going to request our doctor to speak. But before that, I would like to say that, we have a panel discussion on building art markets for the virtual world. And Alkaji, what do you have to say about this? Is it a viable proposition?
Yes, definitely. I think it's a step forward, because people may not spend lots and lots of money in lakhs to buy works virtually, because everybody wants to touch and feel and see the works. But I do think that affordable art has a lot of space to grow in the segment, because now, especially in COVIDian times, as you rightly say, people are not willing to step out into any kind of space if they can avoid it. So definitely this is a huge step forward, and the outreach will be tremendous. I've been saying this for years, that the outreach, the net has to be the methodology, the vehicle of taking art to much, much broader frontiers, to touch the lives of so many people who are not actually physically be able to see the works. So it's great,
Yes.
and I'm really happy that you've taken the step forward.
You know, when we used to do Odissi or any temple dance in the years gone by, it would be one Mahari dancing inside the temple in the
Right.
main atrium. And that was the outreach. Then it came out from the temple and grew until it reached a stage. Connotations changed. Then from the stage, how it grew further. So similarly, I think even art from an exhibition, which is where you can touch, feel, see, to a virtual platform, it is the natural progression. And on this note, I'd like to invite our panelists to come and join us, because we are going to talk about building art markets for the virtual world. And for this, we have with us Amit Srivastava, who's an exceptionally talented artist. He loves to paint and has been doing so since the age of 9. He's an IIT Delhi alumni, and we are so happy that you kept up your passion for the arts. So I'd like to invite you. He has Ryder Studio in the United States, where he studied under the master painter Anthony Ryder, and I'd like to invite him. So ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause, virtual applause, for Amit Srivastava. Hi, Amit.
Hi, Shivani. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome Ashwini Pal. Ashwini Pai she has been associated with the arts for more than 2 decades. She is an arts advocate and a writer, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist. She really does bring great expertise to this area, which is really the core of her being. She has successfully mentored multicultural teams across a wide spectrum of categories and has been instrumental in establishing initiatives in organizations like the Times of India, the British Council, among others. So additionally, she's been doing communication for organizations like the Lalit Kala Academy, and she's also been an active member of the Commonwealth Society of India. And she's the director of a Delhi-based arts and cultural enterprise, Art Speaks India, and a consultant at Intact. So Ashwini, welcome and thank you for joining us. Nice to have you with us. I'd like to invite Mr. K.K. Gandhi. He is an avid artist based in Jammu. So he's made of the real Mitti ka person from Jammu. I'm also from Jammu, but I haven't spent nearly enough time there. I think this time when I went to the Baweda Mandir, I really realized the city is saying Vapas aao, but COVID is saying, no, you better stay where you are. His landscape artwork has been showcased in 18 solo shows, more than 100 group shows in India and abroad, and about 100 national and international art camps and art symposiums he's been a part of. So his works come alive with the warmth of the sun and mountains. And what can I say? He's a man of that very, very magical state. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. K.K. Gandhi. And as he joins us, I'd like to introduce you to Madhvi Advani, who's also our panelist for this evening. She is a renowned luxury consultant in the world of art and real estate, hospitality, bespoke events, and destination weddings. So she really bridges the gap in lifestyle and luxury, and we're delighted to have her here with us. She worked as an administration and PR manager at the Global Legal Associates and has had a varied career spanning many different areas. And today we're delighted to have her perspective on all. And Nisha Jamwal is a columnist, art consultant, craft crusader, author, brand consultant, and designer. Hi Nisha.
Hi Shivani. What a pleasure to see a childhood friend here. Shivani, you've spoken about all of us, but I must tell the panel that Shivani herself is a lady of the arts. I've known her since childhood, and an art impresario as well, and a beautiful human being. Shivani, it's a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you so much, Nisha. I feel so proud when you're out there in Bombay and all over with your outreach programs and putting Jammu on the map. And even if people don't know that I belong to the state of J&K, with my Wazir, with your Jamwal, your route is absolutely 100% clear. So thank you for being such an ambassador with the work you do, but also with the name you carry.
Thank you so much, Shivani.
So you've authored columns for international and Indian publications, as well as done television and art, lifestyle, design, and luxury. You authored 2 books on the traditional Indian crafts, and I think you've really been a trailblazer, being the first woman to win as a student leader from Delhi University. So that was really huge, and she's been seen as one of the most important influencers whose social media following is very impactful, not just to the Indian public, but also internationally. And therefore, your inputs on this whole viability factor are going to be quite considerable, because you are able to generate traffic and eyeballs towards brands with social media like few can. So we're really looking forward to, featuring on your blog archives, your Business India, Asian Age, You Think, Good Homes, Grazia, Law Fisher columns and articles. So
thank you so much, Shivani.
Jammu,
Thank you
more
so
from
much for that very glorious introduction. I can hardly recognize myself.
Well, okay. So I think with that we have our panelists here. We have, once again, I'd just like to say, Amit Srivastav, Ashwini Pai, Anuj Madan. Anuj Madan, please join us. KK Gandhi and Madhvi Advani, Nisha as well. Please. So starting with building the art market for the virtual world, I'm going to ask Amit. Amit, what have you done differently from having a science background to the art world? So how have you thought of this new time, and what are the changes that you are thinking of bringing in?
Yeah, thanks, Shivani. Before I get into that question, I would like to share some exciting news. This portrait of Kumar Viyogi that you see in the background, this was created by me for an actual physical unveiling. It was supposed to take place in Jammu somewhere in April, but due to COVID, it could not happen. And then I got to know about the virtual exhibition and the Wall of Hope. So I kind of contributed this portrait, and I have some exciting news that we already received a bid for this portrait on the Wall of Hope.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
So, Ashwini, what do you have to say? Being a gallerist, you really can see how things work. Is this the one odd bid because it's an exceptional work with a theme of the Kumar Viyogi Utsav, and therefore people are excited about it, so the bidding is happening? Or is there such an energy even despite the atmosphere?
Well, Shivani, I think that this is going to be the order of things to come. This is the way forward. It's wonderful that the Kumar Viyogi Memorial Trust had put this forward and put this exhibition at the right time. It's the right time and the right portal, the portal opportunity to do it. And I think this will be just the first of many more bids to come. Looking at the trends, looking at everyone's thought process, the buying online has increased, the bidding online has increased. Everyone in the art world is familiar on how auctions are really doing well. There's a lot of positivity. Home is the best place to be in. Therefore, a lot of contemplation about art is happening. And I am very sure that it is going to take off from here, and this virtual exhibition will be very, very successful.
Great. So I'm going to ask Anuj actually. Anuj, we're so happy to have you here with us, because I know you've been juggling between mediums, but to have you here with us on this very special event is great. And you're working on a series of ink on paper and large-scale canvases as well, experimenting and surprising both your fans and your critics. Would you like to tell us about your work and how you've journeyed and changed what you're doing given the current scenario?
Sure. Actually,
when I first started doing this last year, like just before COVID started, I was just in the process of experimenting with different mediums. But then as COVID started, basically supply started to run short, you know. So I couldn't get some of the large scale canvases that I wanted anymore. And so that kind of pushed me into trying a different medium, something that I could do at home. And getting the paper was still a little bit easier. So it just happened by circumstance. But then I just kind of fell in love with that medium, and it was a very different way for me to express myself. I noticed that based on the scale of the work, my work comes out very different. So I'm working on something that's like a 8 feet size, you know, like 24 inches or less. And then I work on something that's 7.5 feet, and the work comes out completely different. And so it's been very interesting to see that I use different colors, or I will use even a different theme, or the whole theme of the project will change based on the medium that I'm using. So it's been quite interesting to me because, again, during the COVID time and everything, even I couldn't even get paper anymore because I couldn't order it online. I started looking for things around the house. And actually, I have these carpets, kind of like small carpets, like rugs, around the dining table thing. And I just started picking them up and started painting on them. And enamel paint was so easy to get. So I started painting with that on the carpet. So I was literally just dying to be creative while I was stuck at home. And I started using whatever I could find around the house. So I've got canvases that have, you know, the tape recorder tapes that we used to have back in the 80s and 90s. So I've taken out all that tape, and I've actually created some work out of that. And because I had that lying around at home, and I didn't have access to paint at some point, but I didn't want to stop making something, you know, doing something creative at home. So that led me to making 4 completely different mediums and getting really comfortable with them now. So I feel like, I think if I put it all in one exhibition, it would look like 4 different people had worked on it. And I think that's something I've learned about myself during this COVID time, that I am a different person when I get to go out and meet people and be social. And my personality changes a lot when I'm at home for a long period of time. And whether I'm speaking to a lot of friends or I'm kind of being secluded, everything changes, including my mental process and what comes out. So
that's true. That's true. So I'm going to now ask Mr. Gandhi, Mr. KK Gandhi, who is from my beloved Jammu. You know, your prime subject, which you seem to have a passion for, is the sun. And while Anuj was talking about how he used whatever he had around him, but for you, really, the sun is there. So has the tone and nature of your works changed now that you're looking at the sun from a different, what should I say, Lakshman Rekha? So from seeing the sun as something that was a symbol of absolute outreach and freedom, to the sun which is now visible to you from, I'm assuming, less free space, because all of us, even if we are moving, we are more housebound than we were before. Amit, would you like to comment on how subjects that you looked at earlier are now being looked at differently given the current situation?
I would say yes, in a more deeper sense, you know, because being in the lockdown and not being distracted by so many social events, the focus that I can, you know, devote to my work has changed. The focus of the artist changes, and therefore inherently, you know, I mean, you can't help it. The way you see your subject will change because of the kind of attention that you know, you can give to it.
So now KK Gandhi ji is with us. I was just saying one of your prime subjects is the sun. The sun hasn't changed, but your perspective to it has. Has that affected your work in any way, being in lockdown? Hanji Gandhi ji.
अच्छा ओके नमस्कार 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 मैं वो कुछ टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम था तो दैट इज व्हाई वो ओके इट्स ओके
नहीं गांधी जी टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम नहीं था, आप जम्मू से आ रहे थे, हम आपका इंतजार कर रहे थे।
जम्मू वाले वैसे थोड़े स्लो हैं।
नहीं जी, आप जाके मंदिर में माथा टेक के आए हो।
जी 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 काली माता का मंदिर जी जी। तो ये आज का जो सब्जेक्ट है इज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट, तो इस पे बात करना मेरे ख्याल में मैं पीछे जाना चाहूंगा 2008 जब से रिसेशन आया, तब रिसेशन के पहले क्या था कि आर्ट मार्केट का एक बूम था। तो वो क्या था कि वो उसमें शेयर मार्केट के बाद एक मार्केट था आर्ट मार्केट, तो सब लोग उस पे बिना देखे उस पे इन्वेस्ट किए जा रहे थे। तो जैसे वो एक डाउनफॉल आया तो उसके बाद वो एक सन्नाटा इंडिया में, खासकर पूरी दुनिया में भी तो एक सन्नाटा सा आ गया कि वो आर्टिस्ट अब कहाँ जाए, क्योंकि वो वही आर्टिस्ट उन दिनों से लेके आज तक सरवाइव किए जो वो हाईली क्रिएटिव थे, जो काम करने वाले थे, जिनका पेंटिंग में, जिनके आर्ट में कुछ कोई फ्रेग्रेंस था, वही अब तक सरवाइव कर रहे हैं, बाकी वो गायब हो गए, है ना। उसमें मार्केट क्या है कि इंडिया का जो मार्केट है, मैं आंकड़े 2018 के आंकड़े बताऊं आपको, जहां तक मैंने सुना है, हेलो, तो वो वहां पे क्या है कि जो इंडिया का आर्ट मार्केट है और एज कम्पेयर टू चाइना का आर्ट मार्केट, चाइना का आर्ट मार्केट में जो शेयर है आई थिंक 29% है, और यूएस का आर्ट मार्केट मेरे ख्याल में 31%। हैरानगी की बात है कि इंडिया का मार्केट सिर्फ 1% है ना, सिर्फ 1% इंडिया का आर्ट मार्केट, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सो मेनी गैलरीज हैं, सो बड़े आर्ट कलेक्टर, आर्ट प्रमोटर बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, लेकिन फ्यू जो रियल आर्ट प्रमोटर है वो उनको छोड़ के बाकी सब आर्टिस्ट लोगों के साथ इंसाफी नहीं किया उन्होंने। they were busy into looting and cheating and exploiting the artist। तो मेरे ख्याल में वो एक बहुत बड़ा कारण था कि जिसमें आर्ट मार्केट उभर नहीं पाया। अभी क्या है कि वहां से चल के अभी लॉकडाउन जो पेंडेमिक आ गया, तो इसमें तो हालत कैसे करेंगे, इसको कैसे सरवाइव करेंगे आर्टिस्ट। मैंने पर्सनली मैं तो कई आर्टिस्टों से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, मैंने देखा आर्टिस्ट लोगों का हालत इतना खराब है, इतना ज्यादा खराब है, जो अपना शहर छोड़ के दूसरे शहर में आए हैं, वहां पे किराए पे रहते हैं, किराए पे स्टूडियो है, तो वो कैसे सरवाइव करेंगे। वर्चुअली क्या है कि शोज, अभी कितने सारे शोज हो गए, उसमें ये फायदा हुआ कि जो संडे मंडे आर्टिस्ट थे वो भी इंटरनेशनल हो गए, काफी काम देखने को मिल रहा है। वो जो लोग जो कभी काम देखे नहीं थे वो भी देखने को मिल रहा है सोशल मीडिया पे। लेकिन वर्चुअली ये भी देख रहा हूँ कि कुछ आर्ट मार्केट जो फ्लोरिश होना चाहिए, जो लोगों के निकलने चाहिए, जो आर्टिस्ट का सर्वाइवल के लिए, वो बहुत कम है। इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम पेंडेमिक में, और आर्टिस्टों के लिए बहुत बढ़िया टाइम भी है कि वो घर बैठे 6 महीने कुछ करें। इंटरेस्टिंग है, आज ही बताऊं आपको मैं कि मेरा एक नेशनल आर्ट कैंप ओपन हुआ, सुबह था उसका इनॉग्रेशन, वर्चुअली था, उसमें 17 आर्टिस्ट हैं। तो मेरे ख्याल में जो कलेक्टर हैं, जो आर्ट लवर हैं, उनके लिए तो गैलरिस्ट हैं, उनके लिए तो बहुत बढ़िया टाइम है ये, इट्स अ हाई टाइम टू इन्वेस्ट इन आर्ट। अभी क्या है कि वर्चुअली आप अभी आज जो कैंप शुरू हुआ उसमें एक टोकन ऑफ मनी, एक ऑनरेरियम है सब आर्टिस्ट के पास, उसके अलावा 1% भी उनका एक्सपेंडिचर नहीं है, 1% भी नहीं, क्योंकि एक मीडिया में डाला, सोशल मीडिया में डाला, एक पोस्टर बनाया और वो आर्टिस्ट अपने स्टूडियो से पेंटिंग दे देंगे उनको। पहले तो आर्ट कैंप करने के लिए कितना वो खर्चा होता था, बाहर लेके जाते थे उनको, आना जाना, रहना, खाना पीना। और तो
गांधी जी, आपने ये तो कहा है, ये तो आपने बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट बनाया कि हर किसी को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है शोकेस करने के लिए, लेकिन जो ज्यादा अहमियत की बात आपने कही वो ये कहा कि इंडिया का पूरा इंटरनेशनल आर्ट मार्केट में योगदान केवल 1% है। तो इसके बारे में मैं माधवी से पूछना चाहूंगी। माधवी, what do you have to say? How can we have a greater contribution to the world art market, given that we're just contributing 1% currently?
Yeah, so Shivani, I think always I have been very different in whatever that I have taken. I don't happen to be an artist, I don't happen to be a curator, I'm not a gallerist, but I am a consultant on art, and I've always tried to do something out of the box, as in I kind of did concept events, collaborated art with hospitality, art with real estate, and art with royalty. So in the current scenario also there's lots that can happen. First of all, because it's become a global world now, it's one world. So I'm getting artists to contact me from international also, who want an entry in India and they want to expose their works here. And vice versa, Indian artists can go abroad and internationally they can do very well. So different, and artists are also trying to come up with something different. They're coming up with video art. They're coming up with doing up the spaces artistically rather than just getting into making a painting or an artwork. Because everybody nowadays is home, so they want to beautify their homes. They're working from home, so they want to beautify their workspaces. So they're also trying to venture into different things altogether, which would probably help India reach, a higher level as far as the revenues are concerned compared to China or any other country. So I think I see that coming up a big way. And I'm already associated with an NGO from Calcutta who's doing a competition for children all over India. And it's a contest and they're going to raise money for charity. So there are things happening in a very different way. The show is going to be virtual, definitely. So, yeah, they are trying to find more ways and work in different directions as well.
Madhvi, it's wonderful to see your optimism, and I hope that translates into action as well. That's what we all hope for. The topic, once again, is building art market for the virtual world. As we conclude our panel discussions, I'd like to invite each one of our panelists to say what they think would be key to make this transition. So, if I ask, starting with our artist Amit Srivastav. Amit, what do you think should be done?
Yeah, Shivani. Actually, I have been thinking about it, and as Alka ma'am rightly said, so there is a need to build some trust for the person to be able to buy art online. A lot of art gets sold when people physically see a painting. They can see the colors, they can see the texture, and so I remember the time when we started buying clothes online. We had apprehensions, about clothes and shoes. So some of the portals, they introduced the concept of no questions asked returns. You can simply, if you don't like it, there won't be any questions asked. So I think the core issue here is to build trust. Art is definitely, it can range from a painting which is like 20,000 to going up to 10 lakhs. So, but the idea is there are a lot of first-time buyers, new art collectors who are there. But how do we build that trust for them to be able to get into that space and simply just without any kind of apprehensions they can go and buy stuff, and there has to be some kind of we can
so
have,
what you're saying is that we might have a system where just like clothes, art can also be returned. Ashwini, what do you have to say about that?
Shivani, do allow me to say a word?
Yes, yes, I think Amit just wanted to conclude on that.
I mean, a policy is something like, either the artwork can be shown to them at the time of delivery, or, or maybe just a couple of days of time frame wherein, so I will just, or any other process wherein, the trust can be built for the virtual mind.
Yes. Ashwini?
Yeah, so I feel that the way forward is, we are here, as your topic is, to build the art market, right? So we need, the way I would suggest to go forward is to have multi-collaborations, partnerships, to extend our reach, all over the world. Get artists exposure internationally, get international artists exposure to India, and even to broaden the spectrum, to introduce new methods, new promotion techniques, all through collaboration and partnerships. That's the way forward to build the art market. Excellent opportunity to democratize the art market. Your reach will be amazing, whether it's to 2-tier cities, 3-tier cities, New York, London. This is a fabulous, the world is a stage, and partnership and collaboration is the way forward. Thank you.
Madhvi, would you like to say something about this?
Yeah, sure. So as a luxury consultant, that's what I do. It's promotion, visibility, recognition, and awareness of the artists cross countries. And of course, as Ashwini said, collaborations, partnerships, and people, who have somebody in the art world whom the art fraternity trusts. So if that person is there, and that person can take the artist's artworks forward to various families, various art collectors, art buyers. So I think that would really work out. Collaborations, partnerships, awareness, visibility, recognition, all that.
Excellent. And I'm going to ask Anuj what he has to say.
Well, I think a lot of the points have already been covered by these people already. Those are some of the things that I was thinking about. I've had a client before buy one of my paintings just by looking at it on WhatsApp and saying, I want that, don't even show it to anybody. And then they kept it for 3 months, and then they came over and they saw some new work, which was much larger and more expensive, and they loved it. They said, I switched this out because I love this even more. So I think that can certainly happen more and more now that because people won't actually get to be able to see the work in a gallery like this. But the one another separate point that hasn't been made that I like to bring up is I really hope that there's a way to not reduce but kind of filter out the kind of work that's available, so that it doesn't kind of happen to what happened to photography when cell phones came out and everybody became a photographer. I think it kind of dilutes the whole process if everybody becomes a painter. I would love if everybody paints all the time, but for people that are doing it as a profession or commercially, I kind of feel like people are going to have to start working a lot harder, be it curators or the galleries. So because ab dukaan khol ke kaam nahi chalega, you know, you can't just open a gallery and people come and buy it. They're going to act because everybody is a virtual gallery in their computer now. So
Yes.
they're really going to have to make it to differentiate themselves, and I'm very curious to see how they'll do it, because I think they're going to have to work twice as hard now.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask KK Gandhi ji about this because he's the man who brought this up. But I do want to say Nisha Jamwal, our international icon from Jammu. Nisha, I think we'll ask you this question where we'd love your inputs. But frankly, we need more than just your inputs on a panel discussion. So after Dr. Nisha has spoken, I'm going to ask you to say a few words, because the kind of outreach that you can provide and the support that you can do is next level. So I'm going to have Mr. KK Gandhi speak on this wind up, and then we'll conclude with you and then begin again with you on the next session after the doctor. So Gandhi ji.
I thought, I mean, I was bypassed, but I thought you've completely forgotten about me. But I had wanted to speak a little bit about the art market and how to encourage not only Jammu artists, but Indian artists into the field of, you know, international art. But if you want me to go after Mr. Gandhi, I'm happy to do that.
Nisha, I just thought that we'll save the cherry on the cake for the last. And having said that, you know, when there is someone who has had so much exposure and ability to really take things to an international platform, I thought that would be an interesting perspective. But we can certainly have you first. And since Mr. Gandhi came in with a special, you know, timing after his Kali Mata ka matha taking and everything, we'll go back to him after you. So, as they say, ladies first.
Okay.
Well, the only point, I mean, if I do have that moment that you've so kindly given me, Shivani, I do want to say that, you know, there seems to be an elitism in the world of art in India. If you hold your wine glass right, or if you have, you know, the Queen's accent, you are accepted by the gallerists in the world of art easier, projected better in the world of art internationally. And I would be a little politically incorrect by quoting, you know, one of the film Bollywood actors in saying that there may also be some nepotism in the world of art. Why does an artist have to be, you know, from the big cities? Why does an artist have to be articulate? And why does an artist have to be able to network and hold their champagne glasses right in order to make a headway and a foray into the world of art in India and then in the international art scenario? So first off, I think indigenous art, indigenous traditional art and artists from tier 2 cities and tier 3 cities are as enthralling as our big city artists. So first off, if we were to use our prowess to tap into all artists, looking at their creativity rather than looking at how, well groomed, or how good their etiquette is, we would have a greater plethora of artists in India. The second thing that would make us big players in the international art market is authentication and provenance. If every artist was to sell his art with a certificate and a stamp of his authentication, it makes the art, like I think it was Anuj and Mr. Amit who pointed out, that when you're doing the online game of selling, you need to have a trust, and to build trust you need to have authentication certificates and provenance, which is very, very important, because we expect art to outlive the artist and to go like Walter Langhammer, like Nandlal Bose, like Rabindranath Tagore. We expect the art to go for generations beyond the artist. And of course, which is something which all of you have said, the time has come for online selling. So those artists that are not conversant with the web need to, have gallerists who handhold them and take them to the next notch internationally. Because rather than, like Mr. Gandhi said, rather than having a 1% play in the international art market, we would, have a much greater sway on the international art market. For instance, Moti Lal Karan, who was India's most brilliant Mithila artist, had a museum in Japan. It's a different matter that, they literally captured him and held him there, poor chap. But the fact is, he had an avid fan following in Japan. A man who came from a little village in Madhubani managed to make it, or for that matter, Jaydev Baghel, who was a Bastar artist, who I have written a book on, sold in Germany. So, it's just about the fourth and my last point, since we have a paucity of time. The last point is we need exposure, and we need people, we need patrons, we like the Medicis of the Renaissance period. Artists are not salesmen, they're creative people. They should not be expected to go and peddle their work. It's very sad when they have to go to people's houses to sell art. And like Mr. Gandhi said, we are going through an economic slump. So the responsibility falls upon curators, consultants, hospitality, and people like us who are Shivani, who love art and who are patrons of art, to help these artists, to help our India reach an international world, because it depends upon us to make India Atmanirbhar. And what better time than now to help and handhold these artists to reach an international market. Thank you. I'm sorry I drove so fast through this, because it was all welling up in me while you were talking.
No, there's a lot more that you need to take us through, and for that we'll have a discussion with you outside of the panel after Doctor speaks about breast cancer. But the point that you brought up about artists needing to be promoted, and certainly in an international market, the progression is not as visible as the art itself. So really we need the Ashwinis, the Madhvis, the Nishas to take the art out there and project it, because then it's art for art and the artist can just focus on what they do best. So K.K. Gandhi ji, when you came on, आपने वो हिस्सा सुना नहीं था, लेकिन मैं आपके सूर्य की किरणों के बारे में बात कर रही थी कि किस प्रकार से वो आपके कैनवस को प्रकाशित करते हैं। मैं ये पूछना चाह रही हूँ क्योंकि हम एक नजरिए से देख रहे हैं आर्ट मार्केट को कि किस तरह से ये आर्ट मार्केट वर्चुअली तैयार हो सकती है, लेकिन आर्टिस्ट के नजरिए से देखा जाए तो किस तरह से बदलाव आया है आपके काम में जब आप उसी सूर्य को बंद घर से देखते हैं और उसी सूर्य को पंछी की तरह आसमान की तरफ उड़ते हुए देखते हैं।
देखिए वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। देखिए हम लोग अब बात कर रहे थे विदेशों की, हर टाइम पे हमने इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में देखना है। अब हम लोग ये क्यों नहीं सोचते हमारा कंट्री जो इंडिया है उसका पॉपुलेशन कितना है, उसका 130 करोड़, तो वो मोर देन दैट, तो वो उसपे आप 1%, उसपे आधा % लीजिए ना, आर्ट लवर हो सकते हैं। वो कितना आप, मैं जम्मू में रहता हूँ, 20 लाख लोग रहते हैं, उसमें कितने % आर्ट लवर हो सकते हैं, है ना? तो वो हम लोग विदेशों को देखते हैं कितना बड़ा मार्केट है आज इंडिया जो है, आज इंडिया पुराना वाला इंडिया नहीं है, बदला हुआ इंडिया है ना। तो वो मैं लॉकडाउन की बात कर रहा हूँ, 6 महीनों में मैंने जो पिछले मैं नॉर्मल डेज में हमारा 15-16 इवेंट होते थे बाहर, हमारे इन्विटेशन, आर्ट सिम्पोजियम, आर्ट कैंप और लाइव पेंटिंग सब, एज कंपेयर टू दैट टाइम और ये अभी जो पेंडेमिक टाइम है, मेरा वैसा ही चल रहा है, वैसा ही बिजी हूं मैं। अभी 2 दिन पहले मेरा लंदन पेंटिंग गया है, अभी भी इतना बिजी हूं कि मेरे को मांगते हैं बहुत मेरा। तो उसमें क्या है कि आर्टिस्ट को ऐसा नहीं है कि पेंटिंग बनाया और वो बाहर से लोग आएंगे और आपके घर में आके देखेंगे कि क्या बनाया तो लेके जाएंगे, कैसे पता चलेगा? पीपल शुड नो व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, ये आपको खुद करना है ना। पीपल शुड नो कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, आप कितने प्लेटफॉर्म है। अभी ये ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं जम्मू में बैठा हूँ, मैं जम्मू का नहीं, मैं इंटरनेशनल एक सिटीजन हूँ, इंटरनेशनली सब लोगों को मैं देख सकता हूँ, सब लोगों को कितने सारे मीडियम है जो आप अपने आप को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं। वो बाकी ईमानदारी जो है वो इंडियन जो आर्ट प्रमोटर है उसमें कहीं ना कहीं कमी है, उनको आगे आना होगा ईमानदारी से, तो जो तभी हो पाएगा। अदरवाइज जो सन की बात कर रहे थे वो, क्योंकि मैं जम्मू में रहता हूँ, अभी जम्मू में क्या है कि एक विंडो खोलो तो वो एक लैंडस्केप, एक सूरज की किरण आपके रूम में आती है। तो वो क्या है कि वो जो आजकल आर्ट इतना एक्सपेरिमेंटल हो गया कि वो कई बार तो ये आर्टिस्ट को पूछो उसको भी मालूम नहीं होता है कि मैंने क्या बनाया है, ये इतना हाँ। तो मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वो एक आर्टिस्ट का जर्नी होता है। आर्टिस्ट का जर्नी क्या है कि वो उसका डे टू डे उसका जो ट्रैवलिंग है, उसके बाद वो उसका थॉट प्रोसेस वो एक्सपेरिमेंटल होता जाता है। आजकल के जो बच्चे हैं, जो स्टूडेंट है, वो देखते हैं किसका महंगा है तो वो नेट से निकालते हैं और कलर फेंकते हैं, तो वो ये हो गया आर्ट। वो जमाना हैज गॉन, नो, दैट एरा हैज ऑलरेडी गॉन। तो वो आपको क्या है कि मैं जो करता हूँ, मेरी जो रूट्स हैं, मेरे जो हिमालय है, उस पे सन है, फिर उसके बाद लेपा हिमालय, देवदार है, रोमांटिक मिस्ट है, वो ये मेरी अपनी रूट्स है। और उसमें जो नोमैड्स हैं, वो लोकल उनके ऑर्नामेंट्स हैं, उनके कपड़े हैं, वो उनका सराउंडिंग जो मिस्ट चलती है जब, तो वो उसको मैं फील करता हूँ। तो ये मैं अभी जम्मू में बैठ के बिहार को लैंडस्केप पेंट करूँ तो उसका कोई मायने नहीं है। तो यो आई लव टू माय,
आपकी रूट्स ही नहीं, आपकी रूट्स ही नहीं, आपकी रूह भी है। और मैं ये कहूंगी कि सतीश गुजराल जी से जब मेरी मुलाकात हुआ करती थी उन दिनों में, उनके कई एग्जीबिशंस होते थे दिल्ली में, उनसे मुलाकात होती थी, वो हमेशा कहते थे इंडियंस दिस, बिकॉज उनको सुनाई नहीं देता था, बट इंडियंस डोंट दिस। वी हैव टू प्रूव to Satish Gujral, who's looking from up there, that we Indians are also looking and we will be appreciators of art. And as Mr. Gandhi said, we will create a domestic market which is more robust and vibrant, and also reach out through platforms like this to an international scale as well. तो आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है कि आपने इतनी अच्छी बातें, आपकी जो रूह है रूट्स के साथ साथ उसको जिस तरह से आप बता रहे थे, मुझे आपकी पेंटिंग यूं ही दिख रही थी। वी विल हैव टू गो बैक टू द वेबसाइट टू रियली अप्रिशिएट कि आपने कितने वहां पे काम दर्शाए हैं। एंड रियली थैंक यू सो मच, बिग नमस्कार, थैंक यू मिस्टर गांधी, थैंक यू टू Amit, to Ashwini, to Madhvi and Anuj, and a big thank you to Nisha as well. Nisha, we're going to come back to you after we've spoken to Dr. Neeta Singh, because we do want to know about how is that domestic market going to be developed, how is that international market going to be developed, because you certainly are a path breaker when it comes to outreach and really getting those eyeballs on the screen, on the work and on the point, and the point being both preservation and promotion of the Dogri language through the Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust and their work, and of course also raising awareness about breast cancer. So thanking the panelists once again. I'm going to now invite Dr. Neeta Singh to come and speak to us about breast cancer awareness and diagnosis. Dr. Neeta Singh is a medical officer in the Jammu and Kashmir Health Services Public Sector Organization, and she is currently the nodal officer for COVID care centers across Jammu. With 28 years of medical experience, she really has many positions of responsibility to her credit. And so as I invite her to come and tell us about diagnosis and really prevention of this very traumatic illness, and I'd like her to join us. She has taken time out. She's pursuing her MBA in Hospital and Healthcare Management from ICRI Jaipur, Rajasthan University. But of course, she has been doing a number of things to do with COVID care, and she has been the medical superintendent and principal at Nursing Training College in Jammu, and she is a PGD in maternal and child health care from the Government Medical College Jammu, and a PGD in public health management from the New Delhi. So ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I'd like to welcome Dr. Neeta Singh.
Good evening, friends. I, Dr. Neeta Singh, am here to address a very important health issue which affects women in India, namely breast cancer. The incidence of breast cancer is about 26 in per lakh population of women in India. And as we all know, cancer is the second most important cause of death in India. So this is a very important concern and needs to be addressed at various levels. The first being preventive, next promotive, and lastly the treatment protocol. The first two aspects are most important because that's where the awareness component sets in. In the preventive component, we need to stress on a good lifestyle, incorporating partaking a good healthy diet, abstinence from alcohol, obesity control, and also having a lot of physical activity. The most common age group in which breast cancer strikes is between 30 and 60 years old. So in this particular age group, we need to stress upon the early diagnosis component. In this, the main thing is that the women should have a self-awareness about the signs which they perceive in case there is a breast cancer. For this, number one is breast self-examination. It is a very empowering thing that a woman herself can be able to detect by frequent breast self-examination if she feels a lump which is hard, which is rubbery, or she feels any nodes in the armpit. She should immediately consult a surgeon. And this activity needs to be done at frequent intervals. It does not entail going to a doctor and can be done in the privacy of a room. Next part is the screening. That is the various tests which can be done. The various tests include mammography, and if there is a suspicious lump, then the biopsy. Biopsy is the most pathognomonic. It is the one which clinches the diagnosis, but mammography gives a very good clue as to whether a patient has indeed suspicious lump. Next part is the treatment protocol. In the treatment protocol, this is when we strike a right time of detection, and a lot of mortality can be prevented. Treatment is done in the tertiary care hospitals, and a lot of expertise is available in this regard. Now friends, where we step in is that the public health management experts, we generate advocacy campaigns, we impart health education, we also involve NGOs and certain trusts, and let me tell you, KVMT is doing remarkable work in this regard. The work of a trust or an NGO or an advocacy campaign is to generate awareness, to initiate some fundraising, and also to help out in the treatment of the particular disease by funding of the poor and downtrodden members of the society. So, in any advocacy campaign, the main thing is that we should help support any research in that field, and there should be a life-changing support to the individuals. In this regard, let me inform you that October is the month, is the Pink Ribbon Month. Pink Ribbon is a logo for breast cancer awareness. I support the effort of Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust cause of saving the Dogri language, and I'm so happy that they have added health and well-being in the agenda with this awareness campaign support for breast cancer. I encourage and appeal to you to take a piece of art from the Wall of Hope on Artist Circle virtual art gallery and support the cause. Donate generously. I have volunteered to work with them and I'm buying a painting myself. Thank you.
Well, that was from Dr. Saab, and Dr. Neeta has already said that she's going to buy a painting herself. How many of you are going to buy paintings? Because it's all about keeping the language in a good direction, one where people are interested in it and invested in it, and also having a situation where people don't unnecessarily suffer of illness. Well, Nisha, you have been a story of triumph, moving from strength to strength, and you have managed to do a lot in what should I say, the few years that you have been out there in the working world, given that you're just in your early 20s, I would say. Okay, that's a secret because actually we were together in school. So whatever that secret is, we're not going to go there. But Nisha, please do tell us what your thoughts on this are. How can we, number one, create more awareness about breast cancer? How can we work to enhance the attention that Dogri is getting? And then, of course, I'll ask you about marketing all of this for this particular exhibition.
So first of all, I'd like to give my felicitations to Poonam Jamwal, who just called me this morning at 11 o'clock to participate. And I rushed to cancel all my commitments today to be part of something that would celebrate my heritage and my land. I am deeply loyal and in love with my Jammu. And it saddens me that it took so many years to integrate Jammu and Kashmir as part of India and to bring it into our fold and into the country where it needs to be so much more celebrated and given impetus in terms of its art, its beautiful, stunning crafts, and its people, its innocent, lovely Dogra people. I myself am a Dogra Rajput, and I belong to the great legendary General General Jamwal's family, Jagdish Singh Jamwal, famous in India for his work with Operation Blue Star. My husband, Kunwar Rameshwar Singh, has lived and we still have a home in Jammu. I'd like to say that this beautiful temple city on the banks of the Tavi River needs so much patronage from all of us, Shivani from you, Poonam from you, Rashmi Jamwal, Dr. K.K. Gandhi. We need to work on helping Jammu receive patronage in infrastructure, industry, to renew, restore, and reforest Jammu, its horticulture, its floriculture. And if we truly want India to be Atmanirbhar, we do need to bring in cities and states like Jammu and Kashmir, like Orissa. I work in Orissa with the tribals, with the Adivasis. Cities which are smaller, little townships, two-tier cities. If we truly want to be an integrated country, we need to give impetus to the indigenous crafts. Jammu itself, I don't know, Shivani, if you enjoy crewel, but I'm passionately in love with crewel embroidery from our beloved Jammu and Kashmir. I think Gudda, one of India's, at least one of my favorite artists and couturiers, is also such a brilliant proponent of crewel. He patronizes the crewel embroidery that comes from Kashmir and Jammu. And of course, the Gotapati. I've inherited my mother's Gotapati Dogra, the wedding outfit, the wooden walnut crafts from Jammu, Kashmir, and of course the Pashmina, which the world celebrates. So why, as Indians, do we want to wear, furs, and which are of course very politically incorrect also? So why don't we patronize our Jammu shawls, our embroideries, our weaves, our rugs? Before
You're making me wish right now that I wasn't in this sari, but in my Dogri poshak. By the way, for my sister's son,
Poonam does this.
It must be mandatory.
Wear our Dogri poshak, isn't it?
We must all wear them. But Nisha, I wanted to ask you as we conclude, how can we make sure that there are avenues that are really drawing attention? Of course, Poonam's work is epic, but what from your perspective would you be able to contribute to making sure that Dogri and our heritage gets a good way forward?
I want to answer this with saying one thing for two issues. One is Indian art going international, and Dogra and Jammu temples, art, craft going international. For both things, you need awareness. You need ambassadors. You need people like you and me, Shivani, to actually sport and make it trendy internationally. We need to celebrate the arts and crafts of India and of Jammu and Kashmir. What is sorely lacking is awareness. Instead of celebrating couturiers from the West, we need to abandon and divorce our colonial leftover Caucasian awe. And we need to celebrate India internationally. Don't you believe that it's time now for Indian brands to become international rather than eulogizing the Gucci's and Pradas and, creating status symbols of them? I think the status symbols of our age and of the next gen should be, like you said, Dogra Poshak, Pashmina, artists like Mr. Gandhi and various artists from little places in India, not only the big cities, like I said earlier. And of course, the most important thing is literature and awareness about, for instance, to be part of this esteemed panel. When Poonam spoke to me at the late hour of 11 and 12 o'clock today, I went on the net to see if I was missing out something. Do you know, Poonam and Shivani and all my esteemed panelists, that there's such little information on Jammu on the net? And subsequently,
so we're going to change that, Nisha. Are we going to use this platform to make sure that we have it all out there?
I hope, Shivani, there'll be more platforms like this. I hope we as, ambassadors of this country can be able to be spokespeople for our arts and crafts. Because the only answer to all the questions is awareness. And until the world becomes aware of indigenous crafts and contemporary art coming from places like Jammu, it's not going to get patrons, because unless you can see it. So Poonam, kudos to what you're doing. And Shivani, to you for being here and, weaving it all together so beautifully. I thank you for doing this, Poonam. I thank you from the hearts of every Jammu and Kashmir citizen. And from, today, like Shivani said, during the COVID times, there's a metamorphosis. Everything's going to have a greater outreach on the net. And we need more Poonams out there to celebrate India internationally online. Thank you.
So Nisha, can I say that we have it from you that you're going to bid for some of the artworks?
I will definitely look at the artists and try and promote them. As for bidding, Shivani, I have 3 houses teeming with art, so I'm not going to make false promises. But because I'm an architect and a luxury brand consultant with some of the big brands internationally, I will definitely curate something in collaboration with Poonam.
Excellent. We're looking forward to you also promoting this, the charity exhibition, The Wall of Hope, with your clients, and maybe you can adorn some of your international projects with these works. And on that note, I'm going to ask Poonam Jambal, who is really the driving force behind the Kunwar Vyogi Memorial Trust and this Utsav, 7 days of real grueling hard work. Well, I think the hard work, Poonam, must have been before as well, in fact more, and now maybe you got such a dedicated team of people working with you that maybe you can sit back and enjoy this part of the journey. But for now, your responsibilities are not over, and I'm going to ask you to take us through the Wall of Hope, the charity exhibition, and thank you to Nisha for her words. So Poonam, please take us through.
In a typical fashion show, the models apparently pull the designer forward and say, okay, why don't you go ahead? And I am that sheepish designer. I love to work behind the scenes, but I would like to come forward today, and this wasn't planned at all. I would like to start with 2-3 things. Okay, the point one being that this is just a work of love, and everything any artist does is a work of love. Anything Shivani does, anything Nisha does, or anybody, unless you have love, we will never have passion. And I think the common thread that is tying all of us today is absolute love for what we do. And that's why we are all seeming like kindred spirits today. And I would like to share that the name Alp Viram, the pause, was given by Rashmi Jambal. And she said that, there are 2 things that are happening today, that we are in a phase of pause, and today the phase of double infinity starts. And then that kind of triggered an idea in me that if I can create a logo out of a bindi, what is more symbolic of life but a bindi? What is a bindi? Bindi is a bindu. And all of us are made out of those bindus and coming together of those bindus. And that's how humans and universe is made. So therefore, I wanted the bindi to be the core of the logo we took. And within that, the infinity. And that infinity really is what each artist achieves in giving art, or people like us, like I consider me or Nisha or Ashwini, or Shivani is an artist, but I feel we serve art, and we have been brought to this earth to serve art and be in service, because artists, I feel, are a cell of the God on earth. Either God had to make the nature, or he created artists. And if you do not give that kind of deep respect to what they have and what we don't have, we have to add to that, their journey, by making them hands-free. So I'm going to conclude this in 2 ways. One, I'm going to tell you about Kunwar Vyogi, a great storyteller. I have grown in the lap of literature. I don't remember a day when I would not sit in front of him, alti palti, at 5 o'clock in an Air Force station. He would either recite Shakespeare to me, or read out of Ghalib, or just read his poetry. And that sublimity of what we grew in, I said that every household should have that sensitivity to art. Art should not be a niche kind of thing. So this infinity sign somehow, I feel, symbolizes the infinity within us, which gets unleashed through art. So the example I'm giving, I just wanted to conclude how the world of infinity is coming to a bindu is almost 30 years ago, when I was a young journalist in Kashmir Times. My father was posted in Nagrota, and I went and joined Kashmir Times as a journalist. My first interview was with General Jambal. He had just retired and come to Jammu. And imagine a young journalist, and the paper had full-blown picture of me interviewing him. And this is 30 years, and today Nisha, just on a whim, I called her up, and Nisha has walked into this conference, and I think this has a long life ahead, and we have a lot of work ahead to do for Jammu. And I think it is coming together of that Bindu into a flow of a river to take Jammu out of the boundaries of Jammu and into the world. And Shivani has been connected with me in different events in the Times of India. We have loved her, and she's so ageless in her charm and so wonderful in her delivery, as effortless as possible. Ashwini is my soul sister, my classmate, and I've watched her on the sidelines. And all of you are my teachers, and I'm learning from you. And I've come into this out of sheer bhakti of the moment and the need of the hour. And all the wonderful artists, Amit Srivastav, Anuj, and everybody, and KK Gandhiji, thank you so much for your time. For somebody who didn't want to speak, I've spoken a lot. So thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shivani. You look as beautiful as you did at school. I'm overjoyed to be here with Poonam, you, and all these artists who I'm being exposed to for the first time. I'm really grateful to Poonam for doing this, and for Shivani to pull it off so beautifully. I just thought I would say a few words of thanks to Shivani, because she needs to be celebrated.
What can I say? This is not part of my dialogue, but I'm saying I'm speechless. Well, Ashwini, great to be with you on this platform, Nisha. And Poonam, what can I say? When you say you learn, you do learn, and you have learned from Kunwar Viyogi how to bring people together in the most humble and endearing way. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be a part of the Kunwar Viyogi 5th Utsav, and all the best for the 7 days that are up ahead. And I'm going to be right back a month later to take stock, Nisha, of how many clients you've promoted the art exhibition to. Ashwini, we cannot do this without you. We need all those artworks to move so that our Cancer Foundation has enough money to contribute to the Jammu Cancer Hospital, even without things being physically facilitated. And I would be really lacking if I was to conclude this evening of the curtain raiser of Alparam the Pause without reciting another sonnet by Kunwar Viyogi. So I'm going to recite this particular one, which is Joy, and it is full of joy. It's the joy of lovers being separated and then united again. So those pains, those difficult times, where do they go when you come together again? Are they still there hurting, haunting, or do you forget all and submit to that joy? I, happy like a fiddle fit, pirouette, and to the best of pleasure hum, and throw my arms around you to submit to hurting hugs. And now that you have come, no harm to tell the loathsome agonies which tortured and tormented your beloved. To see the miners kissing on the trees, and I so lonesome, unkissed and unloved. To write the letters filled with ironies of circumstances, tear them up and blink the tears away to hide the miseries, lest you may not so cowardly me think. But nestled in your arms, I admit I don't remember pain, not a bit. What a beautiful sonnet. I'd like to say, Jai Bharat, Jai Dugar. And on that note, I'd like to talk about another lover who's lived with me all my life, because since childhood, every time we travel anywhere, my parents would sing this, and I would enjoy the closeness of hearing their voices near me, and that voice connecting me to Jai Bharat, Jai Duggar. So it is, and sing along, Ashwini and Nisha, because you may know this song as well. Maybe your parents sang it too. And so therefore, I'm going to tell you what it is. Horenesh paiya de chitte chitte kapde, हाँ chitte chitte kapde, o tu kiyo kitta mela pesh, palaosh paya o naam japai करे आई जाओ. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, thank you very much for being with us, and I am looking forward to having you all bid on the charity wall, contribute to the breast cancer awareness drive, and of course, Jai Duggar, Jai Bharat. As you look at this wall of charity, I'd like to thank our contributing artists. They really have made this something spectacular and memorable. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us in the Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust's 5th Utsav. Look at those wonderful landscapes, those amazing artists. Ritu Chopra, Amit Srivastav, Laishram Meena Devi, Jyoti Gupta, Suman Gupta, Rashmi Jamwal, Sangamitra Roy Majumdar, Alison Pinto, Atul Gendele, Vishal R. Tungar, Ritu Dua, Uday Shankar, Madhur Sen, Rajbir Aluwalia, Anuj Madan, and Hemant Singh Pasrich. The website has been launched by none other than Alka Raghuvanshi ji. So here it is out there in that virtual space. Ashwini, is there something you'd like to say?
I think it's a great lineup and very, very well priced. So I call out to everyone, all the viewers, hit the button, get on with it, pick up a work. You're supporting a great cause. You're supporting, the breast awareness, the breast cancer awareness campaign, and a lot of effort of the trust. Let's make this happen.
Thank you so much for being with us. And on that note, we're going to wind up for today, and we'll see you again a month from now with all the work sold. What do you say, Ashwini?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
खशबो छेड़ पा होई नहीं बिंद आई खशबो बजोगी तुंदा रूप रंग दिखिए बजोगी तुंदा रूप रंग बजोगी तुंदा रूप रंग दिखिए डोर पौर होई गया पल खोई गया डोर पौर होई गया पल खोई गया आई खशबो छेड़ पा होई नहीं बिंद आई खशबो